Okay, Leanna. All right, thank you very much for joining me today. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself by stating your name, the program that you went on, the school that you currently attend.
Okay, my name's Leanna Travis, and I went on the trip to India where we studied traditional medicine and healthcare practices. I'm currently a senior at the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay. And Leanna, when you were first interested in studying abroad, you knew you wanted to go someplace for the summer. What initially drew you to SIT?
Well, I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to India because I've always wanted to travel there. And I also knew that I wanted a program focused on medicine and specifically non-Western medicine. And my school didn't offer any programs that were that specific, but a study abroad advisor told me about SIT, and we looked through the catalog, and I found this program, and it was perfect. It fit all of my criteria.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your experience on program and then the capstone project that you did at the end.
So the experience was great. One of the best parts, I think, was meeting all the different students from across America. It's the first time I met anyone from Arkansas and California. I'm from the East Coast originally, so that was really fun. Also, the leaders are fantastic. They were all so nice, and they helped me through some very trying times with figuring out planes and all that stuff. Academically, it was challenging, but it wasn't overwhelming. I think they did a really good job of kind of leading you through the process and conducting research in a foreign country. And the project that I ended up doing at the end was about women's health as it was treated with Ayurveda. So myself and my group looked at menstruation, pregnancy, and menopause, and different sorts of treatments that women receive, what they don't receive that they might get here in America, and kind of looking at those differences and how social interpretations of women alter what sorts of medicine are available to them.
Fascinating. Was this your first time sort of conducting field research like that?
Yes, I think I work in a research lab at my school, but it's in a small kind of like wet lab. We work with animals. We don't work with people, and we don't go out and interview people. So this is my first time doing that sort of research. And I think Dr. Azim did a really great job of kind of prompting us and letting us know what sorts of questions were appropriate to be asking to people, and they served as really great translators for the process. So I still felt like, even though I personally couldn't communicate with them, I felt like their answers were still getting to me in an appropriate fashion.
Good, good. Yeah, conducting ethical research.
Right.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you had to, if you came across someone who wasn't necessarily with SIT's model, familiar with SIT's model at all, how would you sort of explain, the basic premise of an SIT program to them?
Well, I know their big catchphrase is experiential learning, and kind of just getting in there and experiencing everything firsthand, which I think is appropriate for this program. We do learn about the healthcare system in the classroom. We do get lectures on it, and we do get prompted about the different physicians who we'll be talking to and the different healthcare practitioners we'll be talking to. But for the most part, you're in hospitals, talking to the physicians, seeing what they do. They show you all their different tools, their setup, their space, and so you get that in addition to kind of the philosophy behind all the different medicine. When we were in Palanpur, we had a lesson in the morning about the background behind Ayurveda, and then in the afternoon we got to see actual demonstrations. So it was a really nice combination of the two, and you'll get both. And I think being in the actual space and learning from the physicians as they were performing certain techniques really added to the overall experience. And I think that's what you would get across the board in SIT programs.
Great, great. Thank you. I guess, just to finish up here, is there anything that you would like to share with prospective or interested students that you wish you had known before departing for the program?
Let's see. I think specifically for India, as someone who had never been outside of the Western Hemisphere, I think you just have to be prepared to be in a space that's totally different from what you're used to, and just being really open to all the different experiences. It's going to be different than what you experience in your classroom, probably at school. It might be a little less structured. It might be, you have to be much more flexible about meeting with people, being more go with the flow, because schedules change and people change and there's different cultures. So when they say be there at 3 o'clock, they might mean be there at 3:15 or 2:45. So it's hard to tell. But I think just be really open about all the experiences and try to keep an open mind. And since you're going to be in so many people's space, including the students who are there and then also the medical practitioners, you really just need to be willing to go out of your comfort zone. Um, yeah, and I think that's what makes for the best learning experience.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for that. Well, I guess, I mean, that's it. Those are my only questions I had for you. Is there something else that you'd like to share?
I didn't think so. I mean, it was really fun. I had a good time, and I really think the people made the trip. I think it takes a certain kind of student to go out of their way and pick an SAT program, and one that's so specific to this sort of medicine. So you're gonna be pulling from a very specific pool of people, and that's what I really enjoyed. We're still all in contact, so made some really great friends. And yeah.
Good. Everyone's sort of like-minded, an intrepid student.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Good. Okay, Leanna. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to join me today.
Yeah, no problem.